Silver. Um, Today, I want to try to connect with you guys about the future of the current state of the world and where everything is heading. Because I'm telling you, it does not look good. All right, guys. And then we're going to talk about gold and silver. And guys, from everything that I see, it just looks like it's getting worse and worse. So, and what I was thinking is, it's a sign of the end times. And I think World War III is going to probably be the last war ever. And I don't know when World War III is going to start, but it sure as heck looks like it's ramping up right now. It looks like it's about to start right now, if it's not already started. You know, so these are times to really focus on God and save up money in case anything happens. Money can get you out of it on this earth, okay? Especially gold and silver. Um, more families need to be saving in gold and silver, okay? Tell your neighbor. Tell your neighbor about it. Tell your friends about it. Not for the purpose of, getting rich, but for the purpose of protecting your neighbors and your friends. You got to get your friends into this stuff. Or the time is going to come and they're going to say, I wish you would have told me. I wish you would have convinced me to buy it. They're going to say, I knew I didn't want to buy silver. I told you I didn't want it, but I really wish you would have tried harder to convince me. That's what they're going to say. So go over there right now, tell your buddies that they should be thinking about stacking silver as well as cryptocurrencies and many stocks, including oil stocks, commodity stocks, and gold stocks. Okay? So tell your friends. We got to get serious, guys. Got to get serious. All right? Hey, we got a viewer. We got a viewer. I'm so happy about that. I hope we can keep him. Hope he'll stay. That's so sad. Man. I see all these channels getting 20, 30,000 views. I'm like, dang it, how do they do it? I think they have sponsors and stuff. That's how they do it. It helps pump up their channels, but it's the way it goes. Eventually, I'll hopefully get a sponsor and my channel will really grow. But for right now, we're actually growing pretty good. I got one video. It's taken off right now. It's been taken off. I got 4,000. No, I got 49 subscribers from one video. I named it like, is silver going to $300 or something like that. And it's getting a lot of views. It got over 38,000 views. So guys, we're doing good. 49 views from one video. And it's not stopping yet. It's very rare that a video like that will catch and it'll just keep going and going and going. And it's actually accelerating. It started off slow, and then it went like this, and then it went like this, and I think it's ready to go like this now. And who knows? Maybe it's going to reach a peak, or maybe it's just going to completely collapse to zero. That's what's going to happen. At some point, it'll go back and get 0 views. It'll stop getting views, I think. But we're going to see, guys. So, guys, like this channel, like this video. If you like this video, it really helps. It helps starving YouTubers, and you gotta have some respect, because us starving YouTubers, we put in a lot of work. Some of us put in more work than a lot of you guys put in at your day jobs. Like me. I put in about 3 hours, 4 hours a day on YouTube, and then I also do like 8 to 10 at my day job. So I'm doing 16 hours a day. You gotta respect the hustle. So give this video a like, guys. And we're preaching about gold and silver wisdom on this channel. You got to give it a like. Come on, guys. Give this video a like. Come on. Come on, guys. I sound like a beggar. Doing that on purpose. But really, for real, guys. Give it a like. Ya Ali. How am I doing? How am I doing? Pretty good. Gold and silver are going up. It looks like they're going to lower the interest rates tomorrow. Are they going to lower them by 25 basis points or 50? If they lower the rates by 50, stock market's going to fly. It's going to go up. The Dow is going to go up like 1,200. But I'm doing very well. Yeah, I'm very focused on investing. I'm very determined to take this channel to the next level, to get 4,000 subscribers. Yeah, my next level is I need 4,000 subs. Hey, Mitchellsburg. Hey, I had to go to the res and pick up a little something. I had to do it. It's fairly potent, very good, and it's extremely tasty. Yeah, dude, I got nothing, dude. Yeah, I had my motorcycle service done, so it's really smooth now. I'm very happy. Drives very smooth. Because I hate how chains loosen up on a motorcycle. It's like the worst thing when a chain loosens up, and it's not a smooth for shifting the gears. So I had that done. I had the oil change, oil filter. Also stopped off at the credit union, see if they could give me a personal loan for a car. So I might be getting a car. But in reality, I say I'm going to get a personal loan and get a car. I'm probably just going to get a loan for like $2,000 and find a car for $2,000. That's what I usually do. Usually, like, I always want to get like a $10,000 nice car, but then reality sets in that I don't want a car payment. I want to get rich, and I end up finding a junker. And then it runs for about 2 years, and then I sell it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm looking for a junker, guys. If you know anyone who has any cheap cars laying around for $2,000, I'm in. Okay. What do you think we pumping or dumping after the FOMC? My one buddy, who's a pretty wise kid, he thinks it's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news. I think, the Fed has delayed interest rate cuts for so long. Maybe they're actually going to do a 50 basis point. What if they actually lower the rates by 50 and surprise the markets? And that would support the whole melt up theory, right? David Hunter says the stock market's about to melt up. If they actually start off the rate cuts very strong, that's going to give a lot of confidence, okay? But then if they start them off strong, they might not have the anticipation that the rate cuts will get even bigger. So then maybe they should start them off small, and then the next one get bigger, and then maybe the next one get bigger. But in reality, they're just going to do probably minimal rate cuts, but maybe they do 50 tomorrow. So if they do 50, the stock market's going to rip. But if they do 25, I still think the stock market is going to hold up. Okay? Yeah, a lot of it's already priced in, whatever. But I think there's other bullish developments. Okay, guys? There's other bullish developments that can take place. So even if we only get a 25 basis point cut, yeah, maybe even if the markets do go down a little bit, there's still other bullish factors, such as they're going to maybe announce trade deals, stuff like that. So I think the markets are going to rip very soon. Whatever happens after the first rate cut, I'm not concerned, okay? Now, I am kind of narrow focused sometimes, and I just want that market to go up tomorrow. I just want gold and silver to keep going up. But the bigger picture is tomorrow doesn't matter. What matters is what's going to happen over the next few months. And I think the stocks are going to go a lot higher. So I ain't even worried about what happens tomorrow, to be completely honest. But I would like it. I would like it if the markets went up. But if they go down, that's fine too, because I can just buy more stock options. Okay. I can buy more silver court metals. I can buy more Centera gold. We need a little bit of a cool off, maybe. The markets have been really rocketing. Maybe we need it to pull back a little bit, you know? So I personally don't care. I'm going to be buying gold and silver, buying gold and silver mining stocks, no matter what the market does tomorrow. That's all I'm thinking, guys. I got money on my mind. Money on my mind. Man, that is a good taste. Sell the news. No, the markets are, there's going to be more rate cuts. Even if the markets go down, all the players know there's going to be more rate cuts. It's going to be a bullish, self-fulfilling prophecy. Okay, that's what the melt up is. You know, uh, well, I don't know if that's, I don't know what I mean by that, but I'll take that I'll take that back. But I'm thinking the markets are melting up, guys. We're gonna get good. We're gonna be good here. We're gonna do very well. I'm just glad I have gold, silver, and platinum. I really like platinum. It is very, very, very rare. And gold and silver are going to become mainstream again. Okay, so that means platinum is going to come along for the ride too, because all these people get interested in gold again, and they take precious metals as a whole. Okay, you have to include platinum. You just have to, because in reality it is very rare and it does have industrial uses, and it is highly collectible. And it's kind of like a smaller market cap stock. You know how the smaller market cap stocks always kind of skyrocket at the very end of a bull market? I think that's what's going to happen. Platinum will come alive. It's going to go slow. It's going to go very slow, and then it's going to like explode. Um, I don't know when, but I mean, I think platinum is for the long-term investor. It's just buy it right now and just don't even sell it for a long time. And I mean, sorry, we went out there, but I'm trying to tell you guys, the U.S. dollar is really about to go down. I've been following the chart on the dollar since I was 14 years old, and this is what I've been waiting for. It's about to happen. The dollar is about to start going down much lower, down to the DXY. I think it's going to go to 70, and I think it's going to happen pretty fast, relatively speaking, very fast. And then gold and silver are going to surge, guys. Trump is going to destroy the dollar. Okay, hey Corey Miller, yeah, Trump is definitely going to want a weaker dollar. We know he does. I know he does, guaranteed. Trump wants a weaker dollar. He wants to print more money. All presidents do, okay? Because they give other people money from the government, and then Trump is going to obviously get big kickbacks and stuff like that. So he's going to want the government's money to go to a lot of different things, because he's going to get kickbacks, shit like that, and his buddies, and it's a whole club, guys, and you ain't in it. That's what Gerald Celente says. It's a club, and you and me ain't in it. You should look up Gerald Celente. Okay, he does this thing, Celente and the Judge, with this judge dude, and these guys are both very legitimate. And I'm sure there's things that they want to say, but they can't. Just like anybody. Charlie Kirk should not have said some of that stuff, but he did. You have to know when to be quiet. All right. Just because you learn of all these deep, dark secrets going on doesn't mean you should talk about it, especially if you're put yourself out there in front of all these people. So yes, he was correct about a lot of things. And hopefully they dump it and immediately pump it tomorrow. Looking bearish right now. They dump it. It's going to go pretty much where the market makers want it to go. They can control it, and the powers that be the people that the large banks and individuals that own the banks and they control the stock markets. And I think they want it to go higher. Okay, they want it to go up. So I think we're looking good. And investors are going to be having more a risk on, so it's just going to be the path of resistance is higher. Investors want to buy stocks. All right. And they're just looking for that reason to do it. Come on, connect, you piece of junk. Okay, yes. Most bullish time for the stock market. And that's what's coming, guys. Got to understand. When they lower the interest rates, the stock market's going to go higher. All right, so we're going to be looking at a lot of volatility in the markets. And I continue to say that the stock market's going to go up and then it's going to crash. All right? So be ready for a lot of volatility. Be ready for the stock market to skyrocket. David Hunter is predicting that the Dow will hit 60,000 and silver will hit 75. I think this could become a reality. And then there's going to be a big crash, okay? So there's all kinds of ways to play this game and make money. So we can be long right now, and then we can take short positions. Buying puts, we can go short on different things. So I need to look more into puts. I've only ever traded options for the most part. But puts are just the same thing. They work the same way. So I guess I should just apply my exact same strategy that I use when I buy long calls. Just buy the ones that are out of the money, the ones that'll pay you the most, and the ones that you get the best deal on. You got to have a perfect range. Once you understand that range, you always know which ones to get. Sometimes you can buy options that are in the money too, for more safety. You know you're going to be able to get something for it. I don't like to get those ones, but hopefully they dump it. Okay, so hey Jesus, good man. My shift is up. I have good night, guys. Yeah, Corey, take it easy, brother. Stay strong. Keep investing. Keep saving. Stop wasting money. We all do it. All right. We got to focus. Get focused. Okay. Have a good one. I'm focused right now, guys. Promise you that. It's working. Yeah. Well, I did. Yes. I did quit. So here we are again. He says, don't quit. Stay alive. I have to take a shower. All right. Go ahead. So, yeah, I quit, and then I just decided to that it was going to be tougher than I thought. I decided I'd rather have a battle and try to quit every day. And then when I'm ready, then I will. Only then. No. We cannabis is not bad. I don't believe it's bad. But I was going to quit. I decided not to. Yeah. You know, I'm all day I'm sometimes I'm forced to be a high performer, and then the other times I try to be a high performer. Sometimes you got to chill. Um, you got to just like you fight hard to be successful. You got to chill hard. Ain't even working too good. Yeah, so I hope you guys are locked and loaded with, I hope you guys at least own some silver. So for 5 ounces, it'll cost you more than 200. It'll probably cost you like 225 for 5 ounces. But really, that's not even bad if you think about it, you know. Compared to gold, you can get so much silver still compared to gold. The silver to gold ratio is still pretty far. I think it's still out of whack. And yeah, the ratio of silver to gold, that's very important to remember because the ratio should narrow a bit. Um, it should go closer to a 50-to-1 ratio where it takes 50 ounces of silver for 1 ounce of gold. That will happen, but yeah, maybe it'll even do better. But that's only going to happen during the spike. Okay? It might not, yeah, it might even do better, like I said. But however good it does, it's not going to stay at the peak. It's going to come down. So that's when you have to, you could trade your silver for gold if you want to, or you can just sell your silver and buy a business. That's what I actually recommend. Because during that time when silver is skyrocketing, a lot of businesses are going to be hurting, okay? And you're going to get good deals on land and good deals on houses when silver skyrockets, okay? It's a perfect correlation, you know? Silver is a perfect investment because when silver is skyrocketing, other things are down, all right? So it is really like the perfect investment. That's why I love silver so much because when the time comes, you can sell your silver and then buy, you know, whatever depressed asset you want. Take your pick. Business, farm equipment, land, um, equipment for landscaping, a truck, trailers. You know, that's what you do, guys. That I believe that's what silver is for. I've already lived through it. Okay? So I know. I've already lived through it, guys. Great crash of 2008. Silver went up to like 50 bucks. And land was cheap back then, way cheaper. So it just gives you a better bang for your buck. If you have a lot of silver and you wait for the right time, yeah, it gives you a good bang for your buck. You're going to be able to buy a lot of assets with your silver. And the time is not right now because I think silver is still going way higher. Oh, yeah. Silver is going way higher. So get ready, guys. Do you drink beer? I actually quit beer. I quit beer maybe like a year or 6 months or a year, probably like 6 or 8 months ago. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I don't really care, but it's been a while. So yeah, the beer is one thing that I just don't advise. I'm against it. I'm against you guys drinking it because it is very counterproductive to muscle growth. It's also counterproductive to brain health, okay? So you got to realize that. At one point, you got to grow up. You can't stay a kid forever and think these foolish thoughts. You know, beer, it is actually very bad. It's terrible. It'll help bring out other diseases and make you more likely to get, you know, dementia, all that alcohol, it like converts to ethanol, and it's actually a poison in your body. I found out. Well, it's pretty obvious, but alcohol is a poison. So that's pretty much why I quit. I really liked it for a while. Then I realized I wanted to keep my mental faculties as good as in as good condition as I could. And I decided that I had destroyed enough brain cells from drinking, and I was going to quit and try to reach my peak. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is reach my peak. So I do training, weightlifting, a little bit of cardio. I do hill sprints, push-ups, pull-ups, and I'm trying to reach my peak financially as well. So I'm learning all I can about investing, and that's what I recommend that you guys do as well. But in reality, you guys can do whatever you want. You can go to college or whatever you want to make money. I just advise people get into stocks. That's my business on here. I do stocks, and I run my Patreon. The Patreon is $10 a month. That's where I talk about specific stocks that I'm buying. So I think I remember you talking about that when I found you on YouTube. Maybe. What, the beer? I've been on a Captain Morgan and apple cider kick myself. Yeah, the Captain Morgan, I think that's pretty much hard liquor. Smoking is bad for you too. Yeah, I quit like smoking cigarettes and cigars, and I quit drinking. And all I do now is a little bit of reefer every once in a while. Yes, every once in a while. So just lost 1,000 points in an hour. Dang. Oh, Bitcoin dropped. Yeah, buy the rumor, sell the news. Dang. Yeah, that could be. Bitcoin could be heading down, or it could also be a big fake out. That's what it could be, They could get all the futures players thinking that the market's going to tank. So all these guys will take their bets to the downside, and then Jerome Powell announces 50 basis points. So they all get slammed, and, insiders make the money. That's what could happen, guys. It could be a fake out, and then it shoots right up during the speech. They're going to make you think it's only going to be 0.25 basis points, and then maybe it's going to be 50. I don't think they would do 75, no way. But 50, fake out, but who knows how long they can send it. We're going to find out. Mitchell's Burger, fake out. Altcoin season. Yes. Yeah, I'm not worried if the markets fumble tomorrow, okay? Don't worry about that shit, guys. I think that over the next few months we're looking real bullish, okay? So if we do drop, I'm not gonna worry about it. Even if the Dow drops 1,000 points tomorrow, or even 1,500, I'm not gonna worry about it, because I know more inflation is coming, lower interest rates. Unless there's some kind of major disaster, like something like real major globally to the U.S. economy happens like all at once. Then maybe you could start thinking about getting out. Maybe there's going to be a bigger crash, but I don't think that bigger crash is coming just yet. I really don't. All right. That's a lot for Bitcoin. That moves both ways a lot fast. Yeah, Bitcoin does move both ways incredibly fast. You can look in the morning, and then in the afternoon it moves a couple thousand. You're like, oh wow, I thought we were just really low. Now we're way back up here. I've seen it happen all the time. And when it starts to move, it can really move. I think, of course, the market makers on the exchanges really help it go up too during hours that are not so active, like overnight. sometimes they can make it skyrocket because the markets are thin. I think that a lot of that is insiders, for sure. And then they want to trap retail, and then they dump it, and they do their different strategies. And that's why I just like to buy and hold, because they can't do their strategies on me if I'm just buying and holding. Okay? So that's kind of the way I like to do it lately. I don't have time to day trade all day, Um, I just really just like to buy and hold, especially right now going into a bullish time. This is the prime time to get rich. Okay? It really is. You know, um, even stocks like AMC could see a resurgence again once they really do start to lower the rates more, because it all has to do with getting loans. These companies, all they need to get better loans. They need to refinance their debt. And they're just suffering right now because these companies are paying high interest. So that's one of the reasons why um, lower interest rates signal a risk-on environment. So, yeah. So the markets are going to start going up, and then it's going to stop when it stops. Gold's going to keep going, and it's going to stop when it stops, and we should see signs of a market top. There's always signs. That's how I knew Bitcoin was at the top. I saw signs, and following different commentators as well. But the signs of Bitcoin topping and then altcoin season being put on hold were there. There were plenty of signs. Eric Trump was going like, yeah, Bitcoin, who in this room thinks Bitcoin can't go to 1 million? Freaking Eric Trump. And Donald Trump himself, I think, was pumping up crypto in front of an audience too. And he said a bunch of stuff that he said a bunch of stuff. So, and we saw prices go up very fast, Shiba Inu spiked and the top was in. And then it got put on hold. That's all that happened because the interest rates never. We had the Bitcoin halving, we had all the excitement, we had a good pump, but the interest rates are still too high. So the interest rates are not coinciding with the Bitcoin halving. That's what it's all about. The interest rates did not coincide with the Bitcoin halving. If they had, we would have already had altcoin season. Okay? That's why we didn't have altcoin season. But it will. Okay? The trigger was the Bitcoin halving, and now we just need to get the lower interest rates. And then also the next trigger, the next Bitcoin halving. That's also on the horizon. Bitcoin is going to have another halving, not just yet, obviously, but that's coming, and that is a bullish factor, But it's just something to note. It's not that important. So yeah, I'm very happy with the markets right now. Just silver is just strong. It's looking very bullish. Stock markets are looking bullish, because they've been going in the same trajectory for somewhere around 40 years or more. So the stock markets, they've just been surging higher all these years. I've been following the stock markets for so many years, watching it when it was a lot cheaper. Now I'm older and it's just everything's more expensive. Everything's gone up. But guys, remember, you always got to write down your plans, write down your investments on a piece of paper. That's the best way to do it. Write down your best investments on a piece of paper, like your top 3 that you're really trying to load up on, that you really want to buy, and tape that piece of paper somewhere. So every week you got to buy one of those things. All right. So I like silver, ICP, and Shiba Inu. So every week I got to buy one of those. Either buy some silver or a silver ETF, that would count too. ICP coin or Shiba Inu. And that's what I do every week. We're still going at it, guys. We're going at it. You know, it's not like I put a ton of money in every week. Sometimes I might only buy $100 worth of Shiba Inu. That's it, or even 75. But you just keep on going. I really never spend less than like 125 a week on crypto. And sometimes I go as high as 400 a week, but I have not done that in a long time. The last time crypto was really starting to move, you know, like last year, I started at one point I was putting in like $300-400 a week for like a few weeks there. Like I was just putting in as much as I could, and it was great, just trying to ride the wave. And then I sold all my crypto in December. Like I noticed when we saw signs of the top, that's when I got out. I bought this chain with my XRP. I sold XRP, I bought this. So that was a really cool thing I got to do. Now I can wear this cool chain. I bought XRP at 50 cents. So yeah, I'm thankful about XRP because I made some money off of it, but I don't really want to pay this much for it. I don't want to pay $3 for it. So I was buying it at 50 cents, and I don't really buy the full story of XRP. So I would love to buy it again if it dropped down to 50 cents. I fell getting out of shower, got back up, fell again, and third time I got up without falling, goated. Wow, you got to be careful, okay, when you get out of the shower. I'm always very careful not to step on any of those tacks or nails or stink bugs. Yep, got to be careful. So, yeah, silver and gold, guys. Silver is such an amazing thing. And the demand for it in the future is going to go ballistic. I really believe that. I've always been a fan of solar power systems. And I think that energy costs are going to go higher. So I think solar is going to do better. And solar is using silver. I think solar is going way up. You see more and more solar powered homes, and where I live, if I go like 20 miles over there, they have an entire field of solar panels. Okay, there's a lot of solar fields. So also solid state battery technologies. Okay, solid state batteries for school buses. Eventually, you know, buses and semis are going to use solid state batteries. They're going to use like freaking pounds of silver. You heard that right. They're going to use pounds of silver in some of these batteries. Okay? I think that's where the future is headed. Fully electric semis, school buses, fully electric city buses, taxi cars, taxi cabs, all fully electric. I'm not joking, guys. That's where it's going. But for right now, oil is still remaining as the stronghold. Oil will surge. Okay? I still think oil is going to go up to $400 a barrel. But yeah, we're going to see electric cars take over like never before. And it will probably happen in the next few years. Huge ice production areas. Rice production. Yeah. Solar power is going to go crazy, dude. I'm telling you. Silver is one of the things in solar panels. Every solar panel has like an ounce of silver or something like that. Or like a half an ounce, I heard. Something like that. Yeah, you got to get pounds. You got to get at least 2 pounds of silver. You got to get a couple pounds, dude. It's not hard to get 2 pounds. You can do that. We have an electric school bus. Its range is 180 miles. Yeah. Listen. I know it's not very good. But when they start using solid state batteries with like freaking 5 pounds of silver inside them, lithium ion, freaking, I don't know how they're going to do it, but solid state batteries are way more advanced. A bus is going to be able to go like probably 400, 500 miles. Okay, for real. They're going to make the technology way better on all electric vehicles. It's just that next generational leap. They need to get to the next generational systems. Okay, so I don't, I mean, actually, I kind of would like an electric car because it's freaking direct drive. You have 100% torque at 0 RPM. So I want like an electric truck would be sick, but I don't think they're good quality. They already make electric cars and trucks. I mean, the Teslas are pretty good quality, but I don't want one of the Cybertrucks. I want like a better quality built electric truck if it was affordable. And guess what? It's not affordable. All right, so that's off the table. I have a little over 2. Oh, he's already got over 2 pounds of silver. Guys, you gotta get silver, okay? It's weird seeing you wearing a jacket. I was sweating all day at work. It's starting to get cold. It's getting a little bit cold here. Working outside in Missouri. Nice. Missouri. That's probably a lot better than New York. I think I'd rather go to Missouri. I might get assassinated. I was playing with magnets and put them in a hollow mason jar, and they started pulling each other 3 and moving the hollow lid. I think I could make it spin wheels. Same Leon was 90 something degrees at football. I think that was thunder. Silver. Gotta get more silver. Remember to like the video? Hey, Dirty RCs, what's a good used car for me? What do you think I should get? Tell me a good used car that you think is a good quality, reliable car. Not a Lambo. Oh, look at this. Broke. There it is. Okay. Not getting a Lambo. $2,500 Ram truck my dad has. Well, I bet he takes care of it. Yeah, those 2500s are okay. That's a big truck. It can do a lot of towing. Yeah, shit, dude. But the gas mileage is not that good. 400,000 miles. Is it a diesel? Yeah, if it's a diesel, they can go that far. But you know, they are going to cost more money to maintain. His doesn't. LOL. Wow. Yeah, I guess those are pretty reliable. Well, that was made back in 2007. Everything was more reliable, I think, back then. The best years were like 2004 to 2007. Like, car companies were being more reliable. That's especially true of Toyotas. Yeah, diesel, yeah. That's quality, dude. But diesel is more money, and those things blow through a lot of gas. Okay, you're getting your permit. Nice. That's cool. Yep. Hmm. There's a Chevy. There's just so many Chevys and Dodges around. You know, that's kind of why I like Toyota. It seems like there's less Tundras. They don't see that many Tundras, but and Tacomas are really nice too. Chevy Tacoma, or I mean a freaking Toyota Tacoma. You are in New York, crazy. I thought you were in random ass state. Yeah, New York, Buffalo. New York, it's very nice. I've always lived here, so it's just there's nothing special about it to me. We have Niagara Falls. Um, yeah, Buffalo. Yeah, Buffalo. That's where I am. We've gotten the blizzard of '77. In 1977, snow was up as high as the telephone poles. Like the telephone. It was up as high as those. Whole houses were pretty much covered because of the drifting snow. Yeah, that's how it is, dude. It can snow a lot, but in the last 10, 15 years, it has not been as snowing as much. I don't watch football. I'm against football. I don't, I think it's a waste of time. I don't really do football. Yeah, water buffalo. We are roasting together, and it's is as good as we can. We're roasting up as good as we can, man. Thought I was in Alaska. I used to say that for publicity. No, just for because I don't like to give away my where I live. That's the only time I've really ever said it, pretty much. I might have said NY before, but it's very rare that I'll say that. I don't want people knowing, it's more of a mystery if they don't know where I am, I think. I don't really know. I think Alaska is even better. I mean, it's just kind of funny. It's a freezing cold place, and I hate the cold. So it's funnier. I think that's why I said I was in Alaska, because I hate the cold so much. And I really do. Northeast. Yep. There's a car. Dodge Ram. Dodge Ram. Yeah, they're nice looking trucks, and they have that 8-speed transmission. But the diesels, when I worked at a car dealership in North Carolina, I drove. Uh, it was like a 2500 diesel manual transmission. It might even been a 450 or something like that. I think it might have been a 350 or a 450, 4500 or whatever. Manual. That thing was awesome. I want that. I want one. That's how cool it was. It's like a huge truck with so much torque, and it's got a manual gearbox. I don't know what year I lived down in there, maybe 2015 or something, but I got to get one of those trucks when I make it, guys. That thing was a sick truck. PA, Pennsylvania. I go down there. I've gone down there before. Like with an ex-girlfriend, I mean, or no, I've been to Pennsylvania a few times, I think. I've been to Hershey, Pennsylvania. Yeah. You might have told me where you were before, but bunch of East Coast guys. I like the funny hat you used to wear. The Pokemon one, I still have that. It's a prop for the channel. This channel is not dead. It's still going. I have pretty much all the original props from when I started my first channel, and then that got banned. You know, there could be many reasons why it was banned. But the fact of the matter is, this channel is going strong. I got monetization, so I have the capability of making a little bit of money. You know, right? I mean, obviously, we've only made $3, but I don't really need that much money, anyways. It's more, you know, just a hope, a wish. Maybe it'll take off someday. You know, if it doesn't, that's okay. But you know, I would like it to take off and get more subscribers. That's what I'm trying to do. This is my project, you know, it's my fun project, and hopefully it'll take off. If not, I still trade stocks and I still got a full-time job. So I think for me, I'm doing the right thing. This is what I need to do right now. Get the word out about silver and gold. So far, I think it's working for me. I got one video that's doing very, very good. I told you guys about it. I got one video. It's got almost 50 subscribers just from one video, and it's still accelerating. No Alaska winter hat. Oh, that one. Yeah, I might still have that one too. I think I do. I have a bunch of clothes that I brought over, and I didn't even look through all of them. I got my new apartment right now. Dude, I'm trying to level up, guys. I'm doing exactly what I tell you guys to do. And I know you guys, a lot of you guys already are at a pretty good level. You already have a nice vehicle, and you already have money saved, and you got a nice apartment or whatever, or a house. But there's still another level after that. You can still get to the next level. If you got 50,000 in the bank, or you can get to 100,000. Or if you got 5,000, you can get to 10,000. You always got to try to get to that next level, and you know, you can spend some along the way and have a little bit of fun along the way, you know. Heck yeah. My daily broke teacher today was not being nice, and he was talking mad shit about how important school is and dumb shit. Most intellectual people, when they're honest, they'll tell you that the majority of high school turns out to be a waste of time. You will not use 90-something% of the information you need to know. You really just need to know English and basic logic and some basic math to get you through life. You do not need complex. I mean, the more English you know, the better you are with the English language, the better. I think that schools should spend more time on English, and teaching kids how to speak better, you know, and the vocabulary, just to become more advanced people. We got to try to become more advanced. They're teaching people stuff about history and stuff that's not that important. I do so much stock market research and investment stuff, and my teachers don't like it. You know what? If they don't like it, don't even say anything about it. Don't even let them know, okay? Yeah, you don't need to let others know. Just us as a freaking group, bro. You don't need to let people know that you're into stocks. If you have a couple of friends, maybe. But the people at school, in reality, doesn't matter if they know. You don't need them to know. If your friends know, they can try to screw you up. okay? Your friends can feed you bad knowledge. They can try to make you mess up. So don't even tell them. This is greater than them. Your plan to become, the ultimate version of yourself, the strongest, the smartest, they don't need to know about that plan, okay? It's not good if they know. It's really not good. You got to outperform them without letting them know. And then before you know it, you're way up here and they're way back here and they can't bring you down. There's no way they can do it because you're way too far ahead. Okay? So let's get it, bro. Why do you think of Genius Group right now? I was interested in Genius Group stock a while ago. And right now, Roger Hamilton is still the CEO. And he's claiming that the company is buying Bitcoin. Now, I haven't been following it that closely. But he's a scam artist, okay? The company is buying Bitcoin. I think this could be true. This could be true because he can dump shares on the open market and use it to buy Bitcoin, just like Michael Saylor. A lot of companies are going to be doing this now. They're just going to be using people's money to buy Bitcoin. And with Genius Group, if they keep buying Bitcoin, the stock is down like 80 cents or something like that. I think it's like 80 cents. I wish it would go way back down again. It's too expensive right now for me. But I don't really care about Genius Group. I know it's a scam. Yeah, maybe they push it higher. Maybe not. So I don't know. Genius Group is just crazy. It's just a big scam. And if you really follow it, I think it's going to be a bullish time at some point. Well, some strange sounds. Very strange indeed. I do. Don't let them know your next move. Yes. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. So, and this is a good skill to have. You got to be able to hold stuff in. You got to be able to keep a secret. You have to practice not letting others know what your ultimate master plan is. Okay? Your plan, it only involves you. They're not part of it, okay? If they have the knowledge of it, they might try to make their own version of the plan and say yours is better or whatever to try to set you off course so they can try to rise up before you or better than you. So I'm just telling you, if you let people know, they can manipulate you. They can say, "Oh, that's not the right stock. That's not the right strategy. You shouldn't buy that house. It's not in good shape," or this, whatever, when they buy it out from under you. Something like that. Okay? That's happened to different people before. They say, "Oh, don't buy that house," and then they go buy it, Or don't go to this place, and then they secretly know something. Okay? Don't let other people know your secret master plan. Or you at least don't tell them all of the details. I don't tell you guys every single last detail, Just on the Patreon. I do it at school. And my teachers make comments and they make 40 grand a year. Dumb asses. They're just financially retarded, and that's okay. No, you're very smart though, and you can't be arrogant like that. You are being a little bit arrogant, even though you don't like your teacher that much at all. Maybe if they really are talking down to you and talking badly about you, I can see where you're coming from. Okay, maybe I can see where you're coming from, but remember not to be too arrogant. And they do work hard, and Some of them probably care and want to teach you. They just don't know. They've been sucked into the system, and they believe all the politics of it, and they think that they're teaching the right stuff, and some of them probably realize that they're not teaching it the right way. I'm sure there's a lot of teachers out there that wish that they could teach it better. Okay, I promise you that. Promise you. Who that behind you? They just waste our time. They got to make money, okay? Maybe they thought teaching was going to be different, bro. Strange noises. It's got to be an electric vehicle. All right, guys, be a little bit less. It's a very. What the heck kind of truck is that? It's making a weird noise. I have 2 teachers I like. Okay, my bad. Most teachers don't work hard anymore. Buy Pepe, then buy some and you'll be just fine. Yes, buy Pepe. Pepe is one crypto that I definitely want to have in my portfolio. So some weird noises going on. I gotta go home and eat some eggs for protein. Had a great workout today. Just getting straight jacked. Go to the place with flags, gazebo hut. I don't like that place. I don't like this place. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get the heck out of here. You guys don't understand what it's like. What the hell is that? I think it's like scraping up the roads or something. It looks like you're live in an old school western town. That sprays for mosquitoes. This town, this town was in a movie. It was in like Quiet Things 2. Yeah, The Quiet Things 2 or something like that. This town was in that movie. So they actually did paint a couple of the buildings for the movie, and they're still painted. So that's kind of a cool thing, There was an actual movie shot here that a lot of people have heard of, The spray for mosquitoes. Back to the Future. No, Back to the Future was not here. There's a Dodge Durango. But, whew. Somebody over there now. There's people walking around, guys. Shit. Come on, guys. Share this video. Can any of you share this with anyone? This place is chill. Yeah. This gazebo thing. If rates get cut, what does that mean for the economy? So, there is, well, in theory, it's going to be very good for the economy. All right? In reality, there's a lag to the effects of high interest rates. So the economy should be getting into some trouble, and it is. We're starting to see that the economy is not good. So really, the lower rates, in theory, they're going to help the economy. They're going to help companies get more loans, help companies refinance their debt, help new companies, help people get loans, help people get more car loans, buy more cars, buy more stuff from the store at Best Buy, buy more 65-inch TVs. So, and the theory is that interest rates are going to be very good for the economy. When they go lower. And yeah, this is true. I hope interest rates go to zero. Then maybe I could get a loan on a cool car or something like that. Or then I could get a loan for a business. Yeah, a business. I didn't mean that when I said car. I definitely was not thinking about a Corvette. No, that'll be paid for in cash when I can. I think it's worth 2 years of suffering to pay off the debt. What, the national debt? What do you mean debt? The national debt? They would never do that. They're not going to give us 2 years of suffering to pay off the debt. Maybe that's what should happen. Dude, you're right. What you want to happen and what you think should happen, it's true. But they're not going to do it, okay? And that's got to be very frustrating that you, lonely you, know how they could fix the economy. Yes, it's obvious. We know that they could fix the economy, like really fix it and make the dollar stronger. But they're not going to, okay? Houses will come down, yes. Yes, if they lower the interest rates, that will be nice, but it's also going to mean the death of the dollar, okay? It means gold and silver are going to be good. That's what this channel is all about, okay? That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, they're going to start to lower the interest rates. Markets should go very positive, and we'll see how long. See how long. We'll see what kind of stocks wake up. I think a lot of stocks are going to wake up. I'm really thinking about AMC. I know it's like stupid, but that's why it's going to go up, because not a lot of people are buying it right now. But they can change the narrative, and then, all of a sudden, everybody wants AMC. Okay? They can do that. They can do that. The company can do that. They know the right people to change the narrative. I mean, they could. We need to go back to gold standard. Yes, but we're not going to. Well, there's actually a possibility that we could. So I don't even know, guys. They could revalue gold, and gold will be part of the currency system. I think it's just going to instill confidence, but it's not really going to be having that great an effect. I think they're still going to be able to do inflation too. So that's the key. Even if if the dollar becomes backed by gold, I think they're still going to be allowed to inflate. Okay? Yes. Very positive. We'll see though. How did we fix a revolution over a 2% tax? and nothing. It's uh, pretty gay. Yeah, they brainwashed us. They manipulated us to be docile creatures. It's, things that they put in the food, things that lower testosterone. You know, my testosterone is pretty high because I eat healthy and I exercise. But a lot of guys have low testosterone because they don't eat good at all. And that's how it happened. They made a generation of weak men, and they divide and conquer. You got Republican men, Democrat men. You create these other problems that are of going to be of focus. A lot of people are going to focus on, ooh, Democrat, Republican, transgender. Ooh, let's talk about transgender people. Or whatever the heck, guys. You know what I mean. It's true. It's true. And there's real issues. The real issues, when people talk about them, bad things happen. Okay? Bad things happen. There's many bad issues going on. Um, I even get into evolution. I think evolution is put into the schools to claim that it's based on science, and that's how they take God completely out of the school, and they make people believe that there is no God. So then, morality is whatever you think it is. You can do whatever you want. You can treat others however you want. You're nothing more than an animal. This is very destructive thinking for humans. And I think it adds to the problem. So they divide and conquer. They destroy our morality. They make it so different people, everybody believes different things. They push all these different belief systems on us. And back in the day, we were all Christian. Wasn't anything else, I don't think, back in the Tea Party days. Pretty sure it was just Christian, in these parts. But people were all banding together. And now people are afraid to be around each other because they think they're going to get sick or someone's going to spread a disease. And they have completely manipulated all of the American people, except for a lot of the conservative people, a lot of the Republican people, maybe some Democrats. I really don't know everybody, okay? They've manipulated everyone except for the libertarians, a lot of different independent people, a lot of different parties, probably, that I don't even know about. But the majority of the people supposedly are sheep, and they're manipulated. And we've gone to we're in a bad situation. Evolution is BS, yes. And I think so. Pork gives parasites. I think evolution is just, they make it sound so real, because it's easy to talk about it in scientific terms because there's tons of organisms around, you know. It's a complete lie, and they just package it as science. But the big thing is getting life from non-life, and then the other thing is, changing the DNA and adding more complex information, and then going from like one cell to many cell. So I think there's just so many problems with evolution. At the very least, God would have had to guide evolution. I think so, at the very least. And then there's having to deal with the atmosphere. The atmosphere, it would be very harmful to life. So water buffalo, our tomatoes from stores are genetically mutated. You can still get organic tomatoes, and I think even some regular tomatoes might not be really bad for you. They're probably way better than the typical American diet. Even GMO tomatoes are probably better than a lot of this crap. Pizzas, too much fried garbage, fried foods. Chinese food, not healthy for you, I don't think, for the most part. So, but I would try to eat organic if you can afford to. You guys know this, and I'm just telling you that it's true. You should try to eat all organic when you can afford to, but it's also more important to invest money and invest in yourself too, your body. So eat healthy too. Young men are going to the right. Yes, a lot of young men are not going Democrat. They're going Republican. So I think I see that as a trend. The Republican, it's just that these Congress members are all freaking bought and paid for. It's the Congress members that give Republican Party a bad name, because these Congress members are rhino Republicans, and they're bought and paid for by other countries, give them money. So our whole political system is done. We're cooked. Yeah, guys. Seems like we're cooked. Just like me right now. Grow our own veggies. That's very good if you can grow your own veggies. We may be in the worst spot in American history, but we are still the OP-free country in the world. To be honest with you, a lot of countries are like free countries. Okay, brother? There's a lot of countries that are free countries. There's a saying that, like, you know, it might be true that America's not the best country. It really might not be. There's a lot of other countries that are free. Okay? For real. There's like over 100 of them. Bro. So why isn't there half ape, half human if evolution is real? 'Cause it's false. There's been claims that they've found skeletons that were half ape, half human, but I think that there's also been frauds too, and a lot of frauds. But I think that all of them are either ape or human, and there could have been extinct ape species that were also similar in body structure. And there's also the Neanderthals, okay? And there's also how you interpret what your findings are. And a lot of these people are interpreting through a certain, you know, scientific lens. It's called evolution. If it doesn't agree with what they find, then you know, they discard the evidence, or they make up a better explanation that fits with their theory. This is what all these freaking science teachers bullshit do about evolution. They all buy this crap. A lot of these teachers believe evolution, but I think there's some teachers that don't believe in it. But I never really talked to my teachers too much in high school about it, but I really do think there's some of these teachers that are intellectual dudes, and they actually don't believe evolution, but they teach it anyways. I hate internship offer from a representative. Wow. Everywhere else sucks. Free because of you. Protect the world. Apes stronger together. Yeah, the half ape, half human. They try to explain that, and they say that anything in between, it just didn't survive because it wasn't suited to a certain changing environment. That's all they have to say. As the environment was changing, so there weren't a lot of them, but they were alive and they were evolving and adapting. And we don't have a lot of evidence of it, but there is some whatever evidence, and we interpret the data to be positive proof of evolution. So evolution is true. Okay? They're going in with a preconceived notion before they preconceived ideas and beliefs before they even start digging and looking at the skeletons. So yeah, there's freaking, you know, there probably would be a half ape, half human, you know, very smart, but yet very, very strong, you know, it should have survived, bro. half human, so it'd be very smart and still have like the strength of a chimp and the speed, the stamina, the testosterone. Just being able to survive off of plants. You don't even need to eat anything. Just find plants. You don't need to hunt. You know, a lot of those chimps, they don't really hunt that much. They just eat plants. But some of them, I think, can eat some meat. But yeah, there should have been a half breed. There should have been a half breed if you really think about it. I never really got into it that much. There's actually a cop car right there. I might walk back home. But yeah, freaking a half breed. Be funny. Chicken or the egg? God is real. The chicken or the egg? I thought about that once. And it's like, it's designed to be a bit of a conundrum. And I would simply say that it's not a confusing question, and the chicken came first. It's a stupid science, it's stupid conundrum, you know. The chicken, yeah. The chicken or the egg? What came first? What? It's like in reality, what you're saying doesn't even make sense. It wouldn't even be possible for an egg to come first, ever. But yeah. All right, I gotta go. See ya.